Welcome to Black and White. I'm Mark.
And I'm Sheldon. And let's talk about racism in sports.
Racism in sports?
Yeah, there's racism in sports. Let's take a look at some of the racism in sports issues. One is we've got the NCAA.
NCAA.
Yeah,
as
the
far
NCAA.
as.
The NCAA.
See, you called me.
The NCAA.
We got to talk about this because he called me and said, we need to talk about calling people an Uncle Tom. Now, I don't know where that came from and we never got a chance to talk about it, so go ahead.
Well, quite recently there was a documentary on the Fab Five.
Okay.
And the word Uncle Tom came up in this.
And
where
Uncle
a player
Tom?
from Duke was called an Uncle Tom from a player from Michigan. And Uncle Tom is defined as a black person who cowed down to a white person or white people.
So it's a
So an Uncle
derogatory
Tom is
term.
a derogatory term toward black.
Within the
really
race.
the worst thing you can be called. You think nigger was a bad word?
Within the race.
Call
though.
yes.
Okay.
Call somebody an Uncle Tom, and this word was used by
A player.
a player who was on the Fab Five during the documentary about the Fab Five, and created a big stir.
Wow.
So here he was using that term, and and I understood where he was coming from, what he was saying, but I don't think he understood the term itself. So by because Duke was considered a white school and tended to go after, if they went after black players, they went after players with mother and father and middle class black.
Okay.
That it was looked at as very to
Wow.
the other black players coming from the inner cities. It looked like, oh, he's an Uncle Tom because he's going to Duke.
Wow.
So that became that was a major issue. Some other issues, racism in sports, and again with the NCAA, I have an issue with not paying their athletes.
Absolutely.
And maybe it's not as racism. It's not really racism
No,
because that's sort of across the spectrum. They don't pay
Right,
anybody.
right.
But I think that they would be more likely to pay if it was more white.
Yeah. Well, see, let's. I don't feel the whole black issue on that, but I do have something to say about this. These they're making billions of dollars, not millions, billions of dollars on the backs of these athletes. Why not give them 50,000 a year? Okay,
Yeah.
it doesn't put a dent in the programs. Give these kids 50 grand a year. And let for the 4 years, it will keep them wanting to stay at that college. Okay, across the board, the whole NCAA just does that. Gives these kids 50,000. I don't care. I don't care if you're a swimmer. I don't care if you're a basketball player. I don't care if you're a football player. Give these kids the $50,000. What that's going to do is it's going to keep those kids in your programs. They can't jump because 50 grand is the accepted amount within all the different colleges.
Right.
So that way you're
stay
gonna
because they
get
want.
a purer game. If my opinion, okay, you're gonna get a purer game because everybody has the same things going into this. They didn't have to go and do the sneaky stuff, backdoor crap that goes on. And that way there isn't an issue with a college bringing in billions of dollars.
Right.
And that's exactly what they're doing. They're making money off of television. They're making money off of merchandise.
Endorsements, right.
Yes, I mean,
Endorsements and
again,
merchandise
this is a no-brainer. And don't tell me that they're professional athletes because they're being paid, because they're not. They're still collegiate, and they need to keep it that way. And I don't care what color the kid is. They need to pay these kids.
Right. And I think that is something that's been brought up, and again, is it a color issue?
Well,
that maybe that's not what's happening. I don't know, or is it that it's a color issue that a lot of the athletes that are taking money and then showing up on TV as breaking rules are black.
Well, look at the Heisman Trophy guy who had to give it back. His name escapes me right now, which is bad, but I'm going to use him as an example. When I heard that Reggie Bush, some money may have gone somewhere, who cares? Who cares?
Didn't
Okay,
care.
the guy didn't, the money didn't make his record, okay? It didn't make him the running player that he was,
Didn't
okay?
make the team.
It just blows my mind that they're going to go and nitpick. I mean, I felt sorry for the guy when I heard he had to give it back. And he was like, oh, no, take it back, take it back. I wouldn't have done that. I would have said, screw you.
Let's fight it in court.
We're going to court. Let's do that. That's like the whole Reggie Bush thing. It really pisses me off that the guy had to go and give the Heisman back. I don't, so what? He got some money from wherever, Booster Club, whatever. I don't care. It doesn't take away from the fact that that man went out there and accomplished what he needed to do in order to get the Heisman Trophy. And it pisses me off that that he was put in a position where he had to give it back.
Yeah, I think a lot of people didn't care about that. The media cares about it because it makes you watch them, but
and why? Because it's a black man, right? I mean, it goes again. Why not? This is why we're here. Black and white.
Black and white, and and here he they drug his name right through the mud, and yeah, I understand it's a rule and all of that. However, again, to have to give it back, to have to for USC to have to give back all of their everything that they had to give back.
Right.
To me, it's ridiculous, especially when there are people making billions of dollars off of those guys' backs. It's ridiculous, and that's how it is.
And here's another thing that really bothers me about the whole concept or image that's being portrayed. You get black athletes that are pulled out of and I hate to use the word ghetto because it's so loosely used, but let's just say low income. That's probably more appropriate. Mm-hmm. So they come from low income places, and they're football players, they're basketball players, they're track stars. And all of a sudden they're there for like a year or two, and then they're jumping to pros, and it seems like the light or the attention is on the fact that black athletes are jumping to pros, and white kids stay and finish the program out.
Or at least go a couple more years.
Yeah, I mean, so again, if we gave everybody money where they didn't have to make that jump, because why are they jumping? They're jumping because they see that they can do something good for their family, for their mom, for whoever, parents, whatever, and that's why they're doing it. But yet at the same time, we go, oh well, so and so, he left, only after 2 years, like he did this big injustice to the program.
Yeah, and there's and actually, if you go back to black athletes or athletes jumping to the pros, in particular basketball. They were jumping to the pros directly from high school.
Right.
But a lot of them were black.
Right.
And of course, then they banned that.
Right.
Tennis players, golfers can go golf at 16 and 15.
Right.
That's okay.
Right. That's legitimate. But
okay.
don't play basketball.
But you can't go play basketball.
Right.
Because all of a sudden you're not mature enough.
Right.
So, again, that's a racial issue. So, and then you go to the NBA, and when you take racism and you look at it in the pro sports, you've got hockey where every game there's a fight. In the NBA, if two guys fight, the world's gonna end. So do you
think it's the fact that the hockey is more white?
Yes.
I mean,
did I say that too quick?
Yeah,
okay.
That's the bottom line. I mean, you just think that, or do you think?
Yes.
Do you think
if hockey was black, they wouldn't allow it?
Okay, but I never played a basketball game where we were supposed to punch each other. Now, wait. Wait.
You're supposed to punch each other?
Feel what I'm putting out there now. Yes. There is a point in a hockey game where you can square up. Oh my God, yes.
American sport, American hockey, they fight.
Yes.
When you go European and Canadian, they don't fight.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean that it's okay.
But where we live, we're not talking about European.
The only reason they like the fighting is because, it gets the blood up.
It's great. I love it. I love to watch it. I love.
So then why can't we be at a basketball game and watch two guys square off and fight? Because one took one down too hard in a foul.
Well, see, and you know what? In the heat of the moment, I get getting pissed off and wanting to pop somebody.
Yeah.
I get it, okay? But to have everything, including the kitchen sink, thrown at you financially, I don't get it. A suspension, and then then they're talking about how dirty this player is or whatever. I've seen a lot of dirty players throughout pro sports that weren't black. Mm-hmm. Okay, mm-hmm. In the 70s,
a lot of them
in the 70s, I used to watch elbows being thrown around like it was the thing to do.
Yeah.
So.
But again, when you look at the two sports and you go, well, hockey, they allow them to fight. It's become part of the sport. But in basketball, if they fight, the world's going to come to an end. Yeah, and I just don't think. I think it's a racial thing. I think it's so racial. I think if hockey became black, they would ban the fighting.
So it's all about we can't let these black guys slug it out.
No.
Why not? I think it would be great.
Place they allow it in boxing.
When we're watching boxing matches.
Boxing matches. That's really the only place that they allow
God.
it. You allow it. Otherwise, it's
so you really think it's racial?
Tiger Woods says a curse word or says something on the golf course, right. And it's blown up unbelievably. I've heard the white golfers say the same kind of things, and we don't even hear about it. Why? Right. One black guy. That's all we got in golf. And wow, he can't do this, and he shouldn't do that, and he shouldn't say this, and he shouldn't say that. But I'm listening, and I hear some of the white golfers say the exact same thing. So
okay, hold on. So whose fault is this again? Does this not kind of trickle back to the media's view on people?
The media.
Do I care that Tiger Woods said F this or F that? I don't.
And not just the media, it's the individual sports that allows, that hockey, you can fight all you want.
I love a good fight on hockey.
And then basketball, no, you can't touch each other.
They're allowed to duke it out until one person touches the ice.
Football, you can't even show expression. Football, you can't even show expressions of I scored a touchdown. If you celebrate a little too much, it's penalties.
All right, hold up. Now,
groups.
I got to talk about this because I think some of the crap I see by professional black athletes on a football field is ridiculous. They're paid outrageous amount of money to tackle a person. Every tackle doesn't deserve. Ooh, look at me, yeah. Come on, that's ridiculous. That is absolutely absurd. You mean to tell me every play has to have something? Come on.
Well, but that's not only black that do that. I think blacks, whites, they all do that in football.
Every play. That's what they're paid for. That's what all that money that they get, those bonuses, that's their job. That's all they do day in and day out. So it is not this big, huge thing because they made a tackle.
Well, why do you think they do it?
They do it because
then they're on the media. Then they're on TV, and the TV shows it, and they get a little play.
Well, I think that's...
And then the NFL goes, don't take off your helmet because we don't want to see your head. It's a 15-year penalty.
I think that is so pathetic.
I'm
watching the game and I'm like, really? And there's certain teams that do it more than others.
And that's because we're old school.
Well, okay.
Because old school, the old guys
they just walked away.
And walked away. The young guys, they pose and they're the Deion Sanders.
Guys, this is not a racist statement, okay? But I did say it was mostly the black guys, but I don't like it. I don't care who you are. Stop it. It's stupid. You're paid to do that. To act like it's some, I just did this. That's what you're paid for. If you didn't do it, you know what? How many times do you miss the tackle that we should be pointing that out? Huh?
And get up and look and say, oops.
See? That's my point.
Yeah, but what about the celebration in the end zone? So
I love that.
Yeah, but,
you earned it. No.
Right.
I believe that celebration in the end zone is an earned thing.
But
every
they don't allow it. But they don't even allow that now. They cut down on it. Oh, you can't do it.
College, you have to hand them the ball, right? Or you're in trouble.
Yeah. So, hey, again, if you out there, if you have any comments on this segment,
which I know you will.
Go to the website, send us email. You can call in and give us your opinion, and maybe we'll play it on a later segment.